Recording in progress.
Can you hear me? I'm not hearing you. Hang on. Can you hear me now? Okay. Oh, pretty good. Let me go close the door here and I'll be right back. Okay. I beg pardon? The only one I have is the little G90. I really like it, but that's the only one I have. Yeah. Right. Well, I have the ICOM 7300, and then I've got the G90, and I bought the only difference is the touch screen and the screen size. Other than that, I had a 20-meter contact with a guy in Spain on 15 watts on it. He gave me a 5.9 report, and he was running 1500 watts. And of course, conditions have to be right. That just doesn't. Uh, well, I've been trying to help. Well, it's I just have a long wire, a sloper, and it doesn't happen all that often. It just probably the band was over for about 15 minutes and that was it. But I've been trying to help a friend that lives in an HOA and been looking for antenna for him, and he bought one. And I picked up this MFJ 1621. I thought it was going to be a little bit easier to use than what it is, but I can't see how to tune it because you can't have it near the radio. Yeah, let me show it to you. Hang on just.
Hey, Dave. Good.
This is the antenna right here. Oh, you got one of those? How do you tune it with the radio being 50 feet away? So yeah, it says it's got to be 50 feet. Oh, really? Well, they've got a 50-foot cable on this.
Coax. Yeah. The coax length is part of the antenna. Yep.
Well, but how do you tune it? Because you got to tune it at the antenna, and you got to turn the radio on to tune it. So how in the hell do you do it?
Well, number one, you can take the coax and roll it in a big coil, and then put your transceiver or your antenna tuner right at the coax there, which is going to be.
Yeah, because they say not to coil.
Yeah, you can do that.
Is that without a tuner? I mean, just. Yeah. Okay. So it really won't work for a guy in a HOA. Yeah. Okay. So I might as well just get rid of this then. Okay. With a short cable on it. And it's
Hey, Dave, are you basically
does that
saying
work
that?
on all bands? I mean, the 17-foot. Yeah, but I mean, is the 17-foot cable long enough to work all bands, or just? I've tried. I couldn't get much information. Just
Are you basically, hey, Dave, are you basically saying the cable is radiating as part of the antenna?
I see, it's all together, the cable, everything, it's all together.
Hey, you doing, Cliff?
Hey, how you doing, Dick? Jeff? What's up?
Not much. I'm just opening this stuff from the IRS.
Oh,
See if I'm going to prison tomorrow.
no, it's a piece of paper that tells you the stimulus money you got is not an income, and two, you can use it for claiming something else. That's all it is.
How come it's in Spanish? ¿Por qué recibo esta carta conforme al plan de rescate estadounidense? We've been taken over already?
It's basically a Spanish lesson, Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got RG58 cable on this. Pardon?
He just did a loop, yeah. Oh, you have to go back to video. Yeah, there you go.
What is that cable? 50, the cable on here is 58. Oh, it is?
Hey, Dave, I contend that the cable is not radiating. What it's acting like is the counterpoise for the return for the vertical radiator. Well, but
1621.
And I'll tell you this, Dave, I'll tell you this. If you take the vertical radiator length and then you stretch out that cable, that coax, and well, agreed. But what I'm saying is, yeah. Yeah. Well, they're basically saying that if you stretch that coax out to 50 feet, it will act as a counterpoise with the vertical radiator such that the SWR will be at an acceptable level. Now, yeah, right. Yeah. Well, 17 feet works. 17 feet works for 40 meters. And if you can take inductive and capacitively use that vertical radiator as a resonant radiator. Right, exactly. Yeah.
It works for 20 meters too, doesn't it, Cliff?
Yeah.
Yeah, and some guys even said it works on 2 meters and 440. About it. Yeah. Well, if you know anybody's looking for one, I got one for sale. I bought it for him, but I don't think it's gonna work for him.
Well, one of the things you want to do, Don, is talk to DJ. DJ's got a portable vertical antenna that we use for field day, and it works absolutely fantastic. And that can be used in the HOA, not a problem.
Well, I have a super antenna that works great for me. I just saw this on eBay. It was about a third the price of what they're going for. Pardon? 48.95 or something like that.
No, that's right.
Yeah, I think they say they go for about $130, but
149. I don't know, 149. I saw one. Yeah, yeah.
you know, I don't think it's
Yeah, you don't want to be sitting on top of the coax.
You haven't, if you,
You don't want to be the counterpoise.
if you haven't had a vasectomy yet, it might be a good thing to.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, listen, I don't have a use for it because I've got all the stuff I need. Does anybody think anybody in the club could use it? I'll be glad to donate it. Well, pass the word. If somebody wants it, have them contact me. And I'll just give it to him because I bought it for him, but if it's not gonna work, then yeah. Well,
Hey.
just pass the word. If everybody wants it, it's a free antenna.
If you basically can achieve resonance with inductive and capacitive reactance, anything will radiate,
Yeah,
period.
even bed springs, yeah.
True. Yeah. Well, but if you take a bed spring and point it on its side towards the moon, you might do an EME, Earth, moon, Earth. Yeah, I know. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Probably not. Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Oh, Tina.
Can you hear me? Oh, good. It's working. Somehow I made it work.
Seriously? You're kidding. Oh, absolutely. Talk about biased censorship. Yeah.
Flip, Flip, have you downloaded the latest update on the program yet, the logging program?
Yeah, yeah.
Did you? Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at it, the dark.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I didn't
Yeah.
care for it. I didn't care for it.
It's interesting.
No, it goes from all the blue and white to dark, and I didn't really care for that. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a dark mode. Keeps your
Yeah, I've left it on there. I'm kind of getting used to it.
yeah, yeah. I didn't care for it. I like the bright blue and white.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's got tastes.
A friend of mine had me sell some stuff for him. And a lot of the stuff he gave me was old. So I gave some stuff to Mike to bring to the club if you guys want it. There's a oscilloscope, some I think 3 HT scanner, handheld scanners, and an old CB mobile radio. So if you, and he says they all work. I don't know. But I give them to Mike for the club so you guys can do what you want with them. Mendoza. And if you want, I'll throw in this antenna if anybody wants it. So if no, but I mean, do you think anybody in the club could use one?
Well, you know, if we ever get back to meeting at a place, okay, it makes nice gifts for raffle drawing and all this kind of stuff. So we should hang on to them. Hi, George.
Hey, Flip, how you doing?
Same
Hey,
old,
George.
same old, different day.
Gotcha. The super antenna,
No,
the one you sent the email out about, Don?
yeah, right. You know
No.
anybody can use it?
No, well, I haven't.
It's just like that.
Oh, I've seen. Yeah, I've seen it. I don't know how it works though.
It's 40 through 10.
40 through 40 through
200,
10.
200 watts. I
Wow.
bought it for a friend that lives in the HOA, but talking to the guys, I don't think it's really going to work for him. And I don't need it because I've got a good testing right now.
Ah,
Well, no, on the instructions that come with it, it tells you it needs a 50-foot counterpoise. Yeah.
huh. Yeah, I've got my screwdriver antenna, so I really don't need anything else. Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Hey, how you doing? I'm good. I'm in.
There's
That's
DJ.
a good turnout. How you doing,
DJ.
Dave, and everybody?
DJ, how you feeling?
I'm out of breath.
Are you
Still,
really?
Hey Dave, I'm here, but I can't get my video working right now.
Oh. No,
Okay.
you can stay incognito, Ron.
I keep changing settings, but I'm not getting there yet. Except you. Let's put mute on him. It's built into the video camera. Real loud, huh? Let me check the settings here. I am back, actually.
Like in the other room.
Ooh, excuse me. Flip, I see that Guadalupe is up again.
Is he really?
Yeah, and Brazil.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, he's easy to work down in Brazil, Jeff.
Is he?
Oh, yeah. Gosh, yeah. It's only 5,000 miles or 3,000.
Yeah, it's downhill, Dave.
Yeah, right. Oh, they're easy to work.
Hey, Dave, how's the audio now? Better? Okay.
But
Apparently the oven was on here.
Steve has one go.
But I don't. Yeah.
I don't think he needs anything. I think it's all. That won't work. That'll only work on your end. Okay.
Hey, Jeff,
Yes.
you don't have COVID, do you?
I'm not sure.
Well, maybe I better put my mask on.
Yeah, you better.
Yeah, you better.
Yeah.
M95, George.
I got one.
I think I got it from a DJ because on the board meeting, we were talking on Zoom and
Oh,
he was
hey,
coughing a little bit, and I'm sure that
must be it.
I probably inhaled some pixels.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
hailed some pixels. That's a good one.
pixels. Yeah.
now, DJ.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Yeah, that
That's
DJ
what-
shut down.
what you
Everybody,
But
everybody shut down.
DJ, you're on the mend though, are you not, DJ?
No, I still got the cough, really bad cough.
Oh, wow.
4 weeks.
Wow, 4 weeks.
Wow.
I got another doctor appointment tomorrow morning.
Okay.
I've done the Z-Pack already again. Not again, but they had me do that and then had me on the second dose of Prozone, the steroid for the cough.
Wow.
Still can't get rid of it.
Wow.
Did they give you, DJ, did they give you any medication at all for, for after the fact?
The first time around, just for the cough, they gave me the prednisone.
Prednisone, yeah.
Yeah, for the swelling.
prednisone cures everything.
No, I've already done my second round today. Just finished the second round. Still hasn't cleared up.
Wow.
No. Oh yeah, the oxygen levels look all good. It's just I can't get rid of the cough. Yeah. Well, no, my lungs aren't clear because I'm coughing. But
Yeah.
Right.
Did they determine what variation you had, DJ?
no, they just told me I had it. And I didn't even test.
I don't
that-
think they actually can.
no. once I said I had no taste or smell and didn't feel good, they go, he goes, yeah, you got it. He goes, there's no need to. He goes, for one thing, you're gonna go sit in line somewhere. You go, we're doing this over the video conference. You're just gonna go sit somewhere, you know. You want to sit at home or do you want to sit in a line somewhere? And I go, I'll sit at home. So
that was your treatment, was to sit on your butt for a couple of weeks?
well, I think I sat on my butt for 7 days, you know, the time where you're supposed to quarantine, you know, from the 3rd to I basically stayed at the 3rd to the 11th. I think the 12th I started working again. Yeah.
Hey, George,
Yes,
how you feeling this evening?
I'm doing good. Thank you, sir. The procedure went well, no problems. And I was able to sit up and eat nourishment tonight.
That's good.
2 days without eating will kill anybody.
What did you have?
I had a procedure done down south.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Tijuana?
you went down to Mexico. You went down to Mexico, huh?
No, they went to Mexico, but
Was
they,
it
it worked. It went out good, no problem. They removed one small polyp.
Oh, that's good.
It was so, it just, they showed it to me and I said, is that a polyp? And it was so small, it was unreal. So,
Well,
Well, that's a good thing.
yeah,
It's
very
a
good.
rite, it's a rite of passage.
Yes, it is. Actually, the prep is worse than the procedure. Yeah. Totally. Yeah, well, thanks to Sam for being my driver today. I appreciate it. No, got to ride in his new truck.
Yeah, that color makes it ride smoother, George.
Well, the color looks like, you know what? Same as yours, Randy.
I know.
But it,
It looks like dirt.
well, I had some other things in mind, but okay. That's a good truck, Sam. It ran beautifully. Nice truck.
Sam,
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it clean.
Sam, when you're jealous and it shows.
There you go.
hey, Dave, I notice over your right shoulder, I notice a roll of toilet paper. That begs the question.
Yeah,
It's when he ever hears the crappy coming, he'll wipe it off.
yeah, but which end are you putting the mask on, Dave? Oh,
Hey, Dave, it works. I'd move it a little closer to me though, Dave, so you could reach it. Oh, okay. All right. All right.
Guys, it's time to
Yeah,
start.
you guys have been too busy.
All right.
DJ,
DJ.
take it away.
So I am DJ, the president now, I guess. I'm KJ6US. Sam, you want to introduce yourself?
Sam, KI6NME, Vice President. Also known as
Lame Duck 3. Well, you can't have that title anymore, Sam.
Now we can only refer to it as number.
Yeah, they're in the refrigerator.
Oh, there's still some?
Yeah, I'm still here. You killed my video. It won't let me.
This is a coup.
there he is.
And okay, Thank you, Sam. Mike, can you introduce yourself?
I'm KK.
Oh, which
KK
Mike you talking about?
Mendoza, our treasurer.
I'm KK6 BUW, and I'm not king of the donuts like the guy on the bottom over there. I'm your club treasurer.
All right, Secretary Jeff, can you introduce yourself?
Sure. My name's Jeff, Kilo Bravo 6 Charlie Alpha.
You guys should stand up.
Hi there.
All right, and, Steve, Director at Large, can you introduce yourself?
I can. Yeah, this is NJ6LN. Are you picking me up?
Yes, we are. Thank you.
Okay. Hey,
All right, guys, this is our first, this is the new board as of this year. So let's see here. I see a couple guys that I've never seen here before. Now, I've met Bob one time. Bob, can you introduce yourself and your call sign?
Yeah, Bob, KC6 OFM over here in Beaumont.
Oh, nice to meet you. Let's see here. Henry, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, I've been a member for a while, but this is Henry Kane 6 CQL, and I'm at Four Seasons with Mike and Pete.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. W6OH. I know that you're over in, let's see here, Hemet, right? I've talked to you a few times on the air. Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, can you hear me, DJ?
Yes, I can.
Okay, because I'm using a portable 10-inch computer here, and it doesn't do very well, but nice to see everyone. Name's Mario. Yep, I'm in Hemet, near the Ukraine of Hemet. That's where it looks like Randy's in the Ukraine right now. Anyway, yeah, and I'm in my 49th year as a licensed radio amateur.
wow.
Oh, guys. Nice to see you guys, especially coming to the meetings. That's very nice to have you guys here. All right. Do we want to introduce everybody else?
Sure.
All right. Go ahead, Dave. Okay, Don, you're next.
Oh, I'm Don WA6UVW, ex-Air Force CW operator, 62 years a ham.
Thank you, Don. All right, Jeff, you're next on my screen.
Who?
You, Jeff.
Hey again. Jeff, Kilo Bravo 6 Charlie Alpha, KB6CA secretary for about the 5th or 6th tour, I guess. I should get hash marks that I can wear.
Hey,
You
you
know?
can't be replaced.
All right, Flip.
Hey,
Flip
Pete
it. Your
can clean those hash marks up for you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Flip, K6W, am I on? Yeah, I'm Flip, K6WM, and in my 62nd year of ham radio, and I'm the understudy of Randy, K6RJA, and so Randy is a great instructor on how to be really different on Zoom.
All right, Randy, you're next.
I'm Abby. No, some people call me Abby Normal, but my name is Randy, and it's K6RJA, living here in the spleen of Beaumont.
Tina, do you have audio?
What's that?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm WA6 WFB.
Thank you, Tina. How about you, George?
Yeah. Oh, me finally. Okay. My name's George, W6GRH, and I'm relatively a newbie. I got my license in 2008.
Wow.
Ah.
Larry, you're up next.
KE6MAE, got my license in 94, and in September, I finally upgraded to general.
Good job.
At the ripe old age of 82, but you're never too young, too old to stop learning.
Okay, let's see here. Mike, UIJ, you're next.
Okay, I'm Mike, and I'm, let's see here, 62 years as a ham, and And let's see, I live in Sun Lakes.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Ron, you're the last one here. You got a blacked out screen.
Yeah, DJ, sorry, my camera took a dive tonight, but the mic still works. So this is Ron, KG6SOI from Banning.
You're fine. You're fine. Okay, guys. Thanks for everyone to be here. Let's see. Jeff, can we borrow your flag? See, try to do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah. Jeff, the flag behind you, bud.
Oh, flag.
Come on, wake up, Jeff.
Here, we got this one too.
Okay, that'll work.
Oh, we got three of them.
That'll work.
Two of them back there and then this one.
Yeah, you're good.
George, you want to lead us?
Sure, why not? Ready, begin. I pledge
allegiance
to the flag of the United
States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It sounded that way. It sounded good tonight.
Practice. Okay.
Hey, I like your background there, Flip.
I like that one. That's down in Cathedral City in Palm
Okay.
Springs. They put out 5,000 every year.
For Veterans Day?
Yes, and every one has a name on it.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Okay, we need a motion to accept November's minutes. Did
I'll
everyone
make them. Go ahead, somebody.
I see Mike Cartman. Okay, let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I think it carried. Let's see here. Treasure report. Mike, what do you have for us?
In our treasury, we have $5,686.21.
We need to figure out something, guys.
We have to contact our buddy in South Carolina. He always had good ideas.
Hey, if we don't spend it, the government's gonna come after it.
Mike, can I ask you how many people have sent in their money so far?
It's right around 18.
18. You haven't received mine yet because I mailed it.
Or mine. I'll have to remember that.
Okay. It's right at 19, right? It's 19 with Ron Murphy right now.
Dave, will that automatically populate the people's emails and send them to Jeff? I like that.
Hey, Dave, if you need a checking account to deposit it, you can use mine.
Someone's Zelle account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the thought of if Mike is able to take it using Venmo? Venmo.
It's a pay app that you could use your cell phone. It's generally free. I use it all the time for work. So the only
Well, the
Gonna be busy, Randy.
What's that?
You're gonna be busy.
I'm gonna be busy.
If it's not all electronically, you'll be busy.
I'm going on vacation, Sam. And George, while I'm at it, I want you to know that I officially refer to Sam as number 2 now.
Hey, let me ask a question. Mike, how many of that 19, that's 19 out of how many? How many did we have last year total members signed up?
I think it was close to 50, I believe.
Okay, so
It
that
was
tells
over-
us. No, I know.
was
I'm
over-
just curious how far down the ladder we are, you know?
It was over 50 at Christmas.
Okay, very good.
Hey, Mike, BUW. Do you use Venmo at all?
No, Ray was asking me about trying to do Zelle, and I remember I was looking at it last year, and there was a reason I couldn't. I remember I looked at it and I kind of hesitated, and I said, nah, there's a reason I didn't want to deal with it. Maybe it had to do with charging us money.
Hold on, guys. Here's the hard part, though. You need, we have to keep his personal accounts and the club accounts separate. And Venmo might, because you don't want to get hit with taxes, or they start saying, "Hey, a bunch of people sending this guy money,"
Yeah,
without
true statement.
realizing it's not for payments for goods. You know? So for work, when I get paid through Venmo for work, I claim it. You know, I have to claim it on taxes. That's it.
3.1%.
Is that something that Mike could talk to the bank about and see what they would accept? Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there are companies that have online payment that will collect for you, but the problem is they take a chunk of the pie. Yeah. You know, it's pretty clean with a check. I mean, you write the check, you stick it in your mailbox outside, you put the flag up, okay?
Then somebody comes by and steals it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, then the homeless guy comes by and steals it.
Then you're in the wrong area. That's right, exactly.
All right, guys. So next on the agenda list here, I have Steve as director at large. Steve, you want to talk about maybe getting some ideas for the club programs for the rest of the year? You're muted.
Okay, first off, I think we need to have a questionnaire go out to the club. You know, what kind of programs would you like? What do you need to learn? Tonight is going to be for those who are kind of gun shy about net control. Just a little demonstration and kind of an ease yourself into it. But I'd like to see us have a program, say, on programming our HTs and our mobiles so that they are set up for, contingencies here in the pass area. I don't know how we're going to do that if you've got a Chinese, a Baofeng or one of those. But if you've got a Japanese HT or mobile rig, they can be programmed from the keyboard without a computer. Setting up an antenna, I'm kind of at a loss as to what we need to be doing, but because this Zoom thing is interesting, and I have a newfound sympathy for my eldest daughter, who is a speech therapist and has had to use Zoom for the past 2 years. How do you do Zoom when it's got to be hands-on? I don't know. It's like going to the dentist on a Zoom. It doesn't work. And but most of these things I think we need to be doing in person, and such as programming, building simple antennas. I think we could try doing a repeat of what we did a number of years ago, and that is to build J-poles, roll-up J-poles, or one that you can not necessarily roll up, but you can hang it up without having a lot of, without having to have a tower. You can hang it in a tree, you can hang it in a corner, that type of thing. Simple things like that to get people on the air more reliably. And, that's that. But I think a questionnaire going out to the club. Does that suffice? Yes. I see Dave shaking his head. I see DJ shaking his head. I see myself shaking my head. Yeah.
Probably one of the most, just in my humble opinion, probably one of the most interesting things we can do is, DJ's done it before and a few others, is get a video that you can play for everybody from a professional that's done something that we're all interested in. In other words, you don't have to do the work yourself. You can just find the video and shoot that out, and it really becomes a very informative session.
Agreed. Yeah. No, and it has worked well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Net control schedule. Bill's not here. Usually he'll take this over. I think that's been working out pretty good for us. Other than I think we, if he was here, he'd say we need more net controllers to get everyone working through the system. So I'll even say that we need to get more net controls and net controls, especially since it is good practice. Good practice being on the radio. So
I got a question or a comment on that. This is Larry K678.
Go ahead, Larry.
I told Bill I'd be doing the net, and I started the net, and I did one in early January. And if you're short on operators, he didn't put me again until middle of April. Why?
I think that's because he already had his list going, and then in April's when he had his first break. So I think that's what he did. Yeah,
well, I don't know. I can do pretty well on the simplex.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know I've had my issues with him and so forth, and maybe that's it. I'm not sure. Well, that's true. There's a lot.
Yeah, that's exactly why we
do relays. Right. Just my comment, so I'll let it go at that and go back on with the meeting. I appreciate it.
Not hearing Larry is like not hearing George.
No, we never hear George. He doesn't even need the radio. I mean, I can hear him when he's yelling out his mobile home up there in Ukaipa.
I hear him.
Okay.
Very, very few people over there hear me on simplex. But,
I can hear you.
Well, you're close enough, Larry.
Question.
I can hear you sometimes, George.
I know
Question.
you guys.
I have a question. DJ?
Oh, guys, we had a question. Go ahead, Flip.
Yeah, of the four bands that we play with, 2 meters, 440, 220, and HF, which ones are actually necessary and which ones are considered ancillary and so forth? And how does the control of that all work? In other words, is the net controller for the evening responsible for all four, or only for the 2 that are required, or 3, or whatever it is?
Okay, usually the informal guys will get taken up by other members, or they'll divide them up, or they might just work all 4. I've worked all 4 before, but it's usually courtesy to ask somebody, or they'll say, okay, I'll like last time when me and Randy did, I think I took the last 2, or he took the first 2, and we divided them up, So go ahead, Sam. Yes.
HF is assigned as 2 meters is.
Yes, both the
yes.
2 meters and HF are assigned, and that's the rotating schedule that Bill provides.
Okay. I try to help Randy out a little bit with 220 and go somewhere where I can get to a radio so he don't have to do them all.
I do want to make a comment here real quick. When I first started this club, there was about 4 or 5 people that had 220, and I think that we're getting up there to almost everybody in the club has 220. There's still a few stragglers out there that don't have 220. Jeff,
I was a straggler who graduated.
Hey, if the club,
Now I can't pick on Flip anymore.
That's right. Yeah.
if the club wants to buy me a 220, I will gladly give one. Yeah.
Yeah. I do like that.
I don't care how many hash marks he's got.
I do like that we have grown, and we put the effort into 220, especially if heaven forbid there is an emergency, that will probably be a nice band to have.
Question: is there a 220 repeater locally?
There's one in on Mount right here in
Springs.
Palm Springs. That's the one I could really get into. If I go down the street some, I could get into the one in March Air Force Base, somewhere around there. March. Yes. Yeah. That seems like for me, it's easier to get into the Palm Springs one because it's like straight down the valley right here. So
there's a Box Springs repeater as well. That's easy to hit from here.
Yeah, Box Springs you can hit. I've been on that one before.
I've got a Tempur-Pedic mattress, so I don't think it would work.
All right, Mike, you want to talk about Aries and what's going on with Aries?
Right now, I missed the last meeting. I was busy doing something. I had a family obligation. They're going to try to do another drill like they did last year, and they're trying to make them a little more comprehensive. But Sam was able to attend. Can you add anything to that, Sam?
No, we just run the net. I didn't get to any of that.
Well, I thought you said you went and you listened down there at their meeting, the Aries meeting.
Was that over a month ago?
Yeah, I think so, about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
oh,
because
okay.
I wrote it down, but I don't know where it's at.
We're lucky we last that long.
Let me ask, I hate to be the guy asking questions tonight, but what kinds of activities have we participated in, if any, in Aries? What's going on in the big picture?
Well, right now, not too much. They're supposedly got an MOU with the Red Cross, but they haven't been doing too much lately.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
One of the things that I think Flip raised a good question there in terms of what's happening with Aries. We did in the years past, one of our club meetings, we would go out with an assignment and use mobile and base stations and come up with some kind of a scenario to give it a practice shot.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hey, DJ,
something-
this is Henry. I have a question.
Go ahead, Henry.
Yeah, it's regarding the nets. I'm at our Four Seasons Club. I'm doing the nets, and I'm willing to try it, to do it, but I only can do the 2 meter and 440. And my question is, for example, before the nets, there are usually early check-ins, and someone will say, early check-in on 04, but let's just say I will not be doing the 220 or HF. So how do I relay that to the person who's going to do the other two?
That's easy. Yeah. If once you say they wanted, you do the 220 and they say, okay, I want it early on the rest of them. Well, the next time you come back around, maybe you're on the 440, you just say, hey, they're in early. And usually the net control operators will be checking off. Like even though I'm not the net control operator for 2 meters, maybe I'm only the 75 meter, I still take attendance. That way, when I do the the 75-meter roll call. I only call those people that checked in before. I don't call everybody down the list.
Right.
But there are sometimes I'd come through the door late and I got to call everybody. I was here, I wasn't here. And then the other members will just say, oh, they're in early. That's no big deal. I just put an E in the box and I keep moving on. No big
Yeah,
deal.
I noticed sometimes Sam will say that, oh, so-and-so called in early, in case the net control doesn't know.
Somebody will let you know.
Okay.
When
Sam just does that for the benefit of Mike Cartman. He's watching real close and all that. He's our king of etiquette.
That's okay.
Remember, these nets are practiced and everyone's here to help. There's no one that's gonna take points away from you, even though Randy takes points. But no, don't worry about it. It's all for fun.
No.
For the
That's
most part.
why,
Go ahead. Go ahead, Jeff.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Henry, you can, I know you can't see this too clear, but you can print this off on our net site.
I already did that, yes.
Okay, the latest one is on there now. So if you were thinking that you might be doing net control any Wednesday night, you can print this out. And it's got like each date, it's got 2 meters, 440, 220 and HF. And so you can just go down the list as the people are checking in. I just put an E there for early. If they're checking out for the whole rest of the net, like Larry will do a lot, MAE, I just put an E and then a line across the rest of them. And you get your own procedure and that's how you do it. So with this form, it's real easy.
Yes, I have that form already.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Question.
Go ahead.
Dave, does it make sense? And would everybody kind of be interested in it? Could we have one template boilerplate come up on the computer that could be interactive such that the check-in sheet that Jeff sees at the end of every net, one person could just click an X in every spot coming down and so forth, and then just transfer that over to Jeff? How hard is that to do, Dave?
Here's the problem.
Is it too complicated? Do you think it's too complicated, or would it?
Hold on, guys. Here's the problem with that flip a little bit.
Okay.
Some of the nets is geared for emergency communication.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
For checking off boxes, we're not using pencil and paper, and then you have it here right in your hand,
Yeah.
So that's.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I didn't think of that. That's good, DJ. Yep.
Okay. All right. Did we answer your question, Henry?
Oh, yes, you did. And like I say, I'm willing to do it because at Four Seasons, they asked me and I said, why not?
Okay.
So I'm willing.
Appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. Next on the list is races. Sam, do you want to take that one?
Well, we've been kind of quiet as far as getting much done because of the COVID. With all the races events that I have worked in the past several years, haven't worked any in the last 2 years. I've worked any from the Riverside Control Center to being out in the field and running with out on the different ones. It's good training for when an emergency might come up because things happen with that. So we haven't done that. We are going back to first Monday of the month, starting next month, with the races in each local group. Steve usually handles the one for Banning. Mike used to handle the one for Beaumont, and I'm with Oak Glen, which is up above that. And then between the three of us, then we do check in with Coachella usually, especially before what's his name passed on. Made a good connection. Coachella and Riverside does use Mount Edna. Both Riverside EOC and Coachella EOC can reach Edna and go through that for 2 meter. HF sometimes is sporadic. Usually I try HF, or I used to all the time, into the desert on each Monday of that. And I hope the next thing that they get going that I would be looking for is that they will start doing the hospital nets from the hospital. That automatically equipped because they didn't want anybody in the hospital unless they were employees directly thereof. Anything else, Steve?
Nothing else. You mentioned the first Monday net, and so that's coming up.
I got a question on that.
That's about it. Yeah.
You don't have to be a Racy's member to check into that, do you?
Negative.
No.
Just a hat.
Yep.
Okay.
In fact,
What is
Racy's has a net every Sunday at 8:30 countywide, and you do not have to be a member of Racy's to join in with that. And those are done on HF.
Yes.
That's what the one on Sunday is. It is HF.
Right.
Yes.
Well, the Monday night too is also on HF. The first Monday. Yeah. Yeah. Correct.
Time is 6:30, is that right?
Negative, 7 o'clock, 1900.
7 o'clock?
Yeah.
That was the one that just came out that I got from Indio with that, and then he corrected the one up on the not Snow Peak, the other one. He had the frequencies wrong. Yeah.
I did have one more question. This probably, I guess Steve will probably be able to answer that. Do you know how many members of SPARC are still active in Racy's?
To my knowledge, no more than 4 or 5.
Okay. You're probably going to be looking for the Racy's drive here pretty soon.
We are, yeah, and the county will come out with the live scan if we get enough applicants, okay, and do the live scan thing.
Alfred is also a Racy's, and he's I noticed he's coming back into the nets now.
Alfred?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
He started coming back in, showing up for donuts. So
yeah,
he come back in, and he was on 220 last night also.
Okay.
Yeah. This month.
Okay, let's see here.
What a donut won't do, Sam.
Joe normally has done emergency comms. He's kind of been on the community before. He's indicated that he wants to continue to do that. He asked me if there's going to be any changes to his flow chart that he did a few years ago, and I don't think there's going to be any changes. I think we need to try it as a club to see if it works first before we go making changes.
Yeah.
If it works, we don't have to change anything. If it doesn't work, that's where we need to work on and get that updated. We updated it and we never did anything with it, and I think we need to try it out, see if it flows the way it should flow, and if it checks out good, it checks out. It is on the website. I looked the other day. Yeah, so it's up there with the frequencies and all that good stuff. I want to say it's.
As far as I know, the only maps that we did that are up at San Gregorio.
I'm talking about the flow chart of.
I know. Yes, I know it. I was just thinking the map. That's the only place where they've got put up.
Yeah, and then they are it is on our website. So.
DJ, it's been a long time since we've looked at that emergency flow chart.
4 years.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that probably have either forgotten about it or just haven't even been exposed to it. And so it wouldn't be a bad idea to walk through it.
That's exactly right. That's why I'm bringing it up. Well,
It would need to be, yeah,
I
if we
brought it
blow
up
it up on the screen.
Yeah, I brought it up on the board meeting, and because I wanted to see if we were gonna, we need to. I kind of felt like the emergency planning committee kind of just went away a little bit. I want to kind of bring that in and kind of get it cohesive again, and see if we can't get some members to kind of become part of that committee and make sure that we're up to date and everything's gonna flow good, you know. And then we did that. The last big thing I remember doing was making that flow chart. And not you, and I don't remember ever using it to see if there were any holes or any changes that we need to make. I know we spent a lot of time getting frequencies down, checking, listening to frequencies, and making sure there's no nets or anything before he plugged them all in there. But I think now we really just have to use it and see if it's going to work.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things that might be worth it, and it ties into what I was talking about earlier, is to actually use that flow chart and have people positioned in different places in the pass area, because that will utilize the various frequencies that are designed for. There's designed.
Yeah.
Mike, it's almost like you're reading my mind.
Great, good point. Good point, Mike. Thank you. Yeah. I've got it down. I got it listed here.
Okay. Pete's not here tonight, is he? No. Wait, go ahead, Sam. You got a question before I move on.
I have an announcement. Believe it or not, Joe Vecca is very close to getting on the air.
Okay.
He's got antennas up, he's got radios in, and he's made a couple of tests, and it is working. So don't be surprised one of these times that you actually hear him on the air talking on a radio.
He used to be on the air all the time. I don't know what, did he change a bunch of stuff at his home?
Well, yeah, he's changed everything.
Okay.
Since his wife died, and he's changing the radio room. He's moved the antennas over to that side of the house, and he's bought antennas and put them up. No, he's ready to go. Everything's hooked up. Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. So at the last board meeting, I asked Pete. Pete came, and Pete was sitting there, and I go, okay, you know what? Let's try to get Pete handled so he doesn't have to sit here through all this. But one question I have for Pete is, if you didn't mind if I advertised on social media in the different forums that we have here within town about VE testing and general amateur radio and or club, you know, that way maybe he could get some more people, especially local, that will actually become members instead of the people driving in from wherever just to take the test and go back out of the pass area. So I know Pete's not here, so I'm kind of taking. Well, I just didn't want to him just be bombarded with all these phone calls, you know, without him knowing why.
The last time we talked about it, that I had a conversation with him about it, he sounded totally in favor of it.
Yeah, no, he came to me. He came to the board meeting. He wasn't definitely in favor. So I think that's something we will be trying to see. We'll definitely be trying. Well, here's the thing, Dave. I'm trying to get interest within the community in ham radio. So those people aren't going to be on the ARL list. You know, these are new hams, new technicians. No, yeah. What I'm looking for is new to amateur radio that had just hey man, what is this? Maybe I should go take my test. And that's what I'm looking for. New blood. Yeah. Oh.
DJ,
isn't there a way to do with zip codes?
Yes.
Yes, there is.
Go ahead, Mike.
okay. I think what you're also looking at are for people that are not in ham radio at all.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And that's not going to be on ARRL.
And so, well, given the fact that you want to approach the social media angle, that would be possibly a good avenue into some of the junior high, senior high school kids.
Yes.
And get us out in front with some of the younger kids using social media.
Man, Mike, you're reading my mind tonight. So let's see, we're not close to new business, but I'll have a few things there for new business. Yeah. Okay, that was Pete. Old business. Here comes the fun, guys. For old business, what we have is last year we made a change in our frequency schedule and for our nets, for our times, our start times for the nets. Now I want to open this up for discussion. How's it working? And then we'll do a vote. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. I think we should probably have some discussion first. You want to have some discussion first? Okay, Mike, go ahead first. You're first, Mike Cartman.
Okay. You know, I've served as net control on all the nets, and I have quite frankly found that the new time configuration works very well for me as a net control station because I can move right into the next net, and so I don't feel like I'm sitting around twiddling my thumbs until the time comes up for the next net to be had. It moves things along at a good pace, and so I appreciate having it. And quite honestly, it's nice to get done with everything a little bit earlier than we were before. So anyway, I'm in favor of it.
Okay, Flip, I believe you were next.
Yeah, I'm against it because I think one of the major purposes of the net, okay, is to bring the people on the net and discuss things that pertain to the net. And the object is not to hurry through it, but to make it worthwhile so that everybody's heard over time on the nets. And I think the previous format we had was better because people had a chance to express more and talk about different things or whatever, pertaining to net type of thing. So I'm for it. I'm for going back to the old format.
Can I make a suggestion on that, Larry?
Okay, I put you, Larry, you're in line. Dave's next, and I'll put you in line. Go ahead, Dave. Okay, Larry, your turn, Larry.
Okay, my suggestion is, your nets to me are very boring. I mean, all you do is check in, no traffic, and people move on. You try to do 4 frequencies in 45 minutes, something of that sort. To me, it would be better to have a first round check-in and a discussion topic for the second round. That would keep people interested. I listen to number 1, the Kara net out of Catalina every night. Unfortunately, I have to do it on Echolink. But that's an outstanding net because they have check-in, then they talk about their day, then they come back and they have a specific topic. And it really makes it interesting, worthwhile listening to for an hour. Where our net, to me, is not worth listening to for an hour. You just check in, goodbye, and you move on, and then move on to the next frequency. I don't see much point in it. That's just my point of view. Back to you.
All right. Anybody else?
Yeah, let me respond to that. Larry, I think you're absolutely right because the net serves 2 functions, in my opinion. One, for emergency purposes to see how we would react, et cetera, et cetera. But the second half is to keep people interested, making them want to come and listen to the net and participate in the net and so forth. So to me, it's a 2-pronged function, and I think you're right, Larry.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I don't miss that Kara net at night because it's so interesting. It's every bunch of different people. You learn different people. You learn their thoughts, their interest and so forth. It makes it very interesting. On to whoever is coming up next, KE6MA.
Okay, I seen Steve's hand go up, then I seen Sam's. Go ahead, Steve.
Okay, Larry brings up a great point. And what I'd like to bring out is that how many of us are familiar with the red eye net that's held on Keller Peak every night?
Yeah, very popular. Very popular.
And it's quite popular. I used to participate in that up until about 6-7 years ago. But yeah, you check in, hello, and then there's a follow-up, and you talk about what you did for the day. If you're working on something radio, if you're working on something at the house, or whatever it might be, and it's kind of a sort of a party line type thing. And then they also have a monthly breakfast. Used to be held down at the Hogcroft Buffet, the hometown buffet, and which is closed. And that was quite interesting. I mean, you get to put a face together, a face with the call sign.
Well, Keller Peak has achieved a place to hang your hat for people that want to come in and chat or whatever, and partake in whatever's happening on the net. And that's what we need more of. We need more participants to come in and want to listen to not only the monthly meeting, but the weekly nets.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Steve. Are you finishing up?
No, it's been, I don't need to repeat anything because everybody, we've all been, I've just be repeating something else, somebody else said.
Okay,
So,
go ahead, Sam. Go ahead, Sam.
Blair, every Monday, 9 o'clock, I think they have their on Keller, but they do the check-ins, but then they're on the same frequency when they go down through the line is, well, you got anything to say? Do you got anything to say? Sam, you got anything to say about races or whatever when they get down? It's just who's ever running it, but it's all done on the same frequency. You don't have to change frequencies or do anything like that.
Yeah. Okay, Randy, I seen your hand go up.
Yeah, two comments. One is the new format, although it gets through quickly, but it's rushed. And especially on 2 meters, when you're putting out announcements before and after the net, you're in a hurry to get through them before that 440 net starts, which is a little irritating for the net controller. The other thing is that we are continually losing people to check in. If you notice, our roster keeps shrinking every month. And so I think we need something else to spark a little interest to get a few members back into it, or visitors. We used to have, at least never less than 2 to 4 visitors. Now our regular visitors are members, so that lost our our visitors. But we need to put a little life back into that, and maybe a little conversation would help. Yeah, back to you, DJ.
Okay, is there anybody else looking? Ron, I can't see no hands. If you're still there, just chime in if you have anything.
Well, I was with Mike. I kind of like the new format, but I'm good either way.
Okay. I think you got it.
You like that?
What's that, Dave?
It would be very good just to have some discussion. I mean, instead of just check in, I mean, you could do 2 meter and HF, and that could be it. Because HF, you always want to hear what your propagation is and how's it going out and stuff like that. That hamster net that Ed Clark, UWI, runs is very well participated in. We must have 10 members every time he has that. They stay on for a good hour and a half.
Hold on, guys. I seen Henry's hand go up first.
Okay.
Well, go ahead. I'll let Dave continue.
That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea.
Hey, good idea, finally, Dave.
Okay.
That makes it tough on the 2 meter people if it's the last one. I think you will lose your 2 meter people real
Yeah.
quick. Having to do 220 and 440.
Okay. Kind of bring this in is what we're talking about is going back to the old frequencies or is keeping what we have now. As far as the format of the net, we can discuss that a little bit further in the new business. I think Flip was
all right.
next, then Jeff.
Yeah, if you want to save it for new business, that's fine.
Okay. Jeff, then Mario.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw another wrinkle into it. There's something that I think Mike and Pete and I would have to work out, the CW net, because if we threw discussion into all these, we might end up being till 9:30 or 10 o'clock. I mean, I remember the old rescue net started at 8 o'clock, and that would just go on and on and on and on and on.
Okay, hold on a second here. I do have something to add to that, and then I'm going to go to Mario and Henry one more time here. Jeff and Mike, I know you guys don't just because I listen into those sometimes. I'll have my computer going to where I can cheat and see what you guys are tapping away. I cheat, I can see what you guys are talking. And sometimes you guys will have conversations. Sometimes you guys won't. You guys will grab a QST and start tapping away. And you guys will check back and forth, but during that, you guys will talk back and forth about different things. Using the 2 meters, and that is something that I, I'll tune my 2 meters in, and I'll have the HF going so I can see what you guys are doing, and see what you guys are doing. But with that said, is I'm kind of getting off track here, but you guys are having fun, is what I'm getting to. You guys are having fun, and it's more than just the net. So. Okay, I think it was Mario then Henry. Go ahead, Mario.
Getting back to the HF net, I've only been able to listen to you guys maybe once over the past year and check in only once from Hemet here. So it's very difficult. I just wanted to give my excuse why I don't show up there on HF. And as far as the other nets are concerned, maybe we can ask at the end of the roll call if anybody has a subject they would like to talk about on the either the 2 meter or the 440 nets, or even the 220. And that's my 2 cents there. Go ahead.
Mario, can I ask you what time of year was it that you were able to check in? Was it summertime or was it winter?
It was last fall. Yeah.
Last fall. Okay. Okay. Now Henry, it's your turn.
Okay. As you guys know, before I joined to be a full member, I was a visitor for quite a while. And before I even opened my mouth as a visitor, I was just listening. And it was very interesting. And that was that time when everything was earlier. And it was just interesting because everyone talked more about anything. And then eventually I joined as a visitor and then eventually became a member. But because we had more time, because it was earlier, there was more talking about different things, and it was interesting. So I'm in favor of the way it was too.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. What I'm going to need though is probably a motion to go. Let's see. How do I say this? Do I have a motion to go back to the old frequencies? Do I have a second? Okay, I see a second.
Wait a minute. Is this really fair, or should we vote on it? DJ?
That's what we're doing. We're voting. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, got a second. Okay, do we have all in favor? That now remember, this is going back to the old frequencies. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hold up, hold your hands. Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You guys keep moving on me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. I got 8. Does everyone? Does that look right? 8. Okay.
I would like to add something here. Pete was the one that wanted earlier starts, and he's not here. So I'm not sure if this is fair. to him.
Well, we can't really do that because if you're talking about the whole club, we're talking about 50
regular
people.
club meeting.
You're not going to get 50 people ever together. Not now.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's not true,
Call for the
Dave.
question.
It's not, no, Dave, it is not true. You've got to take the membership into consideration.
Well, then you won't get anything done, period.
Well,
ever.
if you send an email out to the members, that's the proper way to vote. Well, yes, we have, David. Well, I'm sorry to disagree with you. Well, we voted at meetings, but we're not having meetings. This is our own thing. Well,
Hold on, guys. They got. Hold on, guys.
Where's your gavel, DJ?
Yeah.
We struck a nerve. We struck a
This is
nerve.
considered our club meeting. This would be our club meeting. This Zoom meeting here. Do you agree with that, George?
I got a suggestion, Larry.
I said my
What did you have
piece.
for nays?
How about that?
Here's the thing: there's 17 of us, and there was only 8 people that voted to go back the other way. So,
Can I have a suggestion?
go ahead, Larry.
Why don't the board come up with some ideas and present their option instead of trying to do this, then take a vote on it?
We had a board meeting.
Well, you didn't come up with a plan. You sort of threw it out for discussion, but you need a plan. Then maybe throw the plan out.
Hold on, Dave. Okay, during the club meeting, it was discussed that we would put it before the members to discuss and to go, and we'd have a vote and let the members vote, because during the meeting we were kind of split on this, and I kind of figured it was going to be kind of split during this, so with that said, there's 17 members and here right now, and only 8 of them voted to go back the other way.
I think we should have a non-count though, because I didn't vote, and I'm not going to vote either way. I got pros and cons, the CW meeting.
Okay, you're exactly right.
Mr. President, sir.
Go ahead, Sam.
Call for the nays and see what you get. You're going to have people that's not going to vote.
Okay, all right. All the nays, go ahead and vote.
Call us off one by one, DJ.
I only see 2.
All right. Count them. All those what? All those in favor of going back to the old? That's what I mean. Keeping it. Yeah. That is going back to the old, Dave.
No. Go to the short version.
Using the new format.
Keep it the way it is. Okay, I got you. All right.
Yeah. So keeping it short, I only had 2 people vote. So
2. Okay.
Okay. So it looks like that's going to be in the new. Okay, hold on. Now this is
DJ, this is Ron.
Go ahead, Ron.
I'm going to vote to go back to the old way. I can't show you on the camera right now. So
okay, so now I'm sorry, Ron.
Okay, well, since you can't see his face, he only gets half a vote.
all right, Jeff, we're going to take your golden microphone away.
Well, not this,
Hey Jeff, how come you don't want to vote? I mean, you're just as much a user as anybody else.
yeah, I know, but I'm thinking of the CW. If we change it back to the old way and then have discussions involved, we're gonna be doing discussion at 9 o'clock at night or something, and it's, I can see both sides.
Hey,
Well,
Jeff,
yeah, we all can, but it's for the good of the whole club, okay? It's good for the net and everything else.
We have a motion on the floor.
Yes.
We're on the air. We have a vote, yes or no. Discussion has already happened. We don't need any more discussion.
True.
Vote one way or the other.
So it's
Okay.
8-2 right now.
Yeah.
The old is 8
It's
for the
actually
8
92 because
for the old, 2 for
yeah.
the new
2 for the quickies.
Okay.
quickies.
Now it carries, correct? To go back to the old. Okay, it carries.
Yeah.
Okay. Now with that, we're gonna open up for new business. And new business.
Well, should I send an email out then for the talking about the old frequencies? We're gonna have 2 meter at 630. 1900 will be 440. 1915 will be 220. 1930 will be HF, correct?
The old format, yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that you should keep it for one more week short and make announcements so that everybody that normally checks in will hear it and know that we're going back to the old format the week following.
Yeah, yeah.
And that gives everybody time to adjust. And there's a lot of people don't look at their emails, so
Yeah,
this
true
way,
Shane.
at least if they're normally checking in, they will learn the new schedule. Is it the 10th or the 9th?
Randy, are you making a motion that we put it off for 1 week?
Yes, I'm making a motion to put it off for 1 week.
All right. Does anybody want to discuss on that?
I
Go ahead.
second it. I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Question,
Yes, go ahead.
why do we have to have it on 4 different frequencies? Why can't we do, say only 2? Like,
Yeah, that's the
I
idea.
know that, but do we need to do it on 4 frequencies and take up 45 minutes or an hour? 4 bands,
Yeah, but you're also, hold on, guys. Yeah, you're also testing your antennas and coaxes in the process.
It's
And
4,
your patience.
it's 4 different methods of communicating. It's 4 different methods of communicating, and that's
Trying to reel this back in, guys. Trying to reel it back in here.
all
Okay.
right.
All right.
New business.
New business. Hold on. Go ahead, Mike. Hopefully.
I got a short one. When you talked about areas, I forgot that I got an email out from the section EC, Bob Morris, and we have like 18 people on the list, and there's a couple that have moved on or passed away, but he's probably going to get in contact with you and ask you if you want to keep involved. So I just want to let you know that'll be coming out soon. Aries, yes.
Okay. New business. I have a couple things. One, I want to start off with what I had, going in. School involvement. Before Christmas, a school had contacted me and said, okay, we're going to be contacting the International Space Station. Can you guys help out? And I was like, that does sound good. I was interested in it. And then as more and more time went on, I was looking for people to come help. We had an email go out. No one responded to me. So what I did is I called the lady and said, look, I don't have anybody for you. And I gave the information, gave the information of a club that I thought would better suit them being in San Bernardino. and that club is the Citrus Club. I gave him the information, and I said, "This is our president. He's a very good guy. Give him a call. I guarantee you they can get some volunteers for you." And she thanked me, and then kind of went down the road. And my thought was, man, that was a great opportunity, but it happens. We didn't have no volunteers. San Bernardino. Yeah, northern. Let's see. It was kind of like close to Waterman. It was one of their. It's a charter school, but the charter school was heavily into STEM, so math, science, and mechanical and things like that. And I just we just didn't have no volunteers, so I kind of had to let it go. Yeah, I had to kind of let it go, and I directed to. My thing was Larry a few years ago. He moved away. LPW. I remember him asking a very good question. He asked, "What are we doing to get new people into ham radio, specifically children? What are we doing as a club?" And at the time, I think we did have Leanne. Leanne was still getting hers going, but we weren't doing nothing locally. And I was wondering, this is what I'm wondering. Is there any way to put together a community to go to the high schools and try to get some involvement? Will there be any volunteers to do that? No.
I would be willing to be a part of that.
Speaking of a couple of real quick things before we move on, is one, whatever happened to Leanne and the project and their program? And number two was, has anybody heard from Earl?
I'll be reaching out to her, but I pretty know it happened. COVID. And what happened is the students that were in her program, they graduated. Oh. And because they weren't there at school, there was no way for her to drag new kids in. So now she's basically going to have to start all over. Does that make sense? Yeah. Just plain and simple, COVID happened is what happened. So yeah, I'll get in contact with her and see how she's going to go. If she, I can and then I'll see it. She might, I don't know if she retired, because I know a lot of teachers said I'll reach out to her, see what happened, because I know there's still equipment on that roof over there.
The COVID, her students got COVID, or what was the COVID connection?
No, the isolation stuff.
No one could go to school, Jeff. They were all doing what we're doing here.
Zoom. Okay, I got you. Yeah.
So, okay, I got Mike. Mike, of course, I'm going to be involved.
Right.
Yeah. Are there any others wishing to volunteer?
No. No.
Hey, DG, this is Henry.
I'm sorry, who?
This is Henry.
Go ahead, Henry.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm going to volunteer, but one thing, in order to get kids interested, kids like to see it. So there should be probably a demonstration. Mm-hmm. And so if somebody will propose that to kids, you won't have to get your portables and set it up. And so it has to be some physical interaction, but kids need to see it and see how, what's there to it, because you can't just talk about it to the kids. They need to see it, how it works.
Okay, right? Here's the idea. We have to get at least one faculty member to be interested, at least one. And from there, it will hopefully get some type of trickle down to get there. I'm hoping a shop teacher, a science teacher, anything, any of those, anybody within in a school to get that kind of taper.
And they have to have the backing of the principal.
Exactly. Now, that's what I'm looking at, the past area. And it, because that's where our club is. We're in the past,
So who are the volunteers now?
Mike, so far it's Mike, Sam, myself, and Sam. Jeffrey, would you mind sending out an email for the rest of the members that are not here?
We'll say Mike, Dave, Sam? Not Dave? Okay, so Mike, Sam, DJ. Correct?
If Jeff, if you could send out an email asking the rest of the members, maybe we can drum up a couple more volunteers for a committee.
Okay.
Okay. You ready, Jeff?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to make sure that I don't leave you. New business, and this came up just a minute ago. The structure of the nets.
Yeah, I'm still finishing my snap.
I know we're trying to make them, maybe there's some consensus that we need to make them more interested so people show up and we'll talk and use the radio. I particularly see that happening more on 2 meters because, well, most of our club members have 2 meters. And, you know, not all our club members have HF capabilities. Go ahead, Flip.
Yeah, I'm right on your same path, but I'd like to add one thing. The second half of doing that, DJ, is we've got to take a proactive look at getting emails out. We need more participation from the members we have, okay? And if someone said we have 50 members or 60 members, and we have 17 people here today checking in, we need to do emails and so forth and blasts and one-page blasts to these people all the time to get them to participate. And that's just the members. So that has to be in addition to whatever ideas we come up with as far as interesting things also.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, I second that. That's what we're going for here. We're trying to get some interest back into the club. I know doing this Zoom stuff has probably killed us as far as our membership participation. I remember when we got so busy that we moved from the fire station to the Beaumont Civic Center there north of not Sun Lakes, the round one.
Center?
Oh yeah, over there on Oak Valley, yeah. And then we ended up at, it got real noisy in there. We couldn't even hold a conversation because the basketball courts.
There was an elevator, Dave.
Yes, but then we ended up at the because our club grew so much, we kept having to find new places, and we ended up at the Beaumont City Hall. In that room, it got to the point where people were just sitting on the countertops because we had so many people there, and to get that back is going to be a struggle because of COVID, you know. So that is something we got an uphill battle, guys. But I'm looking forward to meeting again. I lost my train of thought, guys. I know I was talking about something else first. I know the nets. Trying to get them interested again, guys. I haven't been checking in the nets. Like I'll check in 1 or 2, then I'll go like a good week or 2 where I'm checking in all 4, but then I kind of struggle off. Well, that's life is kind of getting in the way here. I got kids and work, and I'm dealing with that stuff. It's not that it's boring or anything, because sometimes I'll just be doing the nets and I'll be right here on the computer doing whatever, and then my name comes up, I check in and go back to doing what I'm on the computer. But sometimes when I don't check in, maybe I'm eating dinner or out in the garage playing with the kids or hanging out front, so it is one of those things where, okay, what do we do to make it more interesting? That way people do come. I don't know. What are you guys saying? Okay.
Ice cream social.
Okay, hold on. I see a bunch of hands. Okay, I see Jeff, Randy, Mike, and then Sam. Let's go with Dave first. Okay, Randy, go ahead.
Who?
Go ahead,
I
Randy.
didn't have nothing to say, DJ. I was just smiling stupidly.
Okay, Sam,
That's your
then Mike.
normal face.
Go ahead, Sam.
Ice cream social. Hey, but it is a get together where everybody's there to have fun. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know that, but
Did you get it put back together since the last time?
instead of building the machine, why don't we just go buy 3-gallon? Yeah.
Okay.
Like we ended up doing last time, right, Mendoza?
Yeah. This time we'll go to Smart and Final. It's closer.
Hey guys, let's reel it back in. Mike, go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, one of the things that I find appealing is like the parks on the air that we did. Granted, we didn't have, but four of us that were there. But I think we ought to consider more where we're actually playing ham radio out in the field or something of that to that effect, but actually using our gear and enjoying the hobby.
Yes, yes.
Well, there's also been, since then, Mike, since you guys did that, there's been a big push on POTA on the air, and I hear more and more POTA on the air right now daily. So yeah, it's gained momentum just straight across the board.
Translation, please.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's all I needed. Thank you.
I know I've said this, but when we had this downtime within the solar flux, we had downtime. Yeah, solar cycle. Everyone kind of went to using JT65, JT8, and all that. Now that's kind of going up, and now we're seeing this big push to get back out there with POTA, and POTA is really driving interest. I really like that. We did it one time. I really want to do it again. It's just my schedule is like really getting tight here. Go ahead, Dave.
Well, we need to find what the running rules are of POTA. There's a whole network that's already been set up for people who are authorized to run POTA, what they get for not points, but as far as activations of a park. There's a lot of rules to it, but they're easy rules and they're fun rules. And so it gives you a format to follow.
Okay. We got to kind of reel it in here because we're getting a little bit, let's see. I got Sam, Mike, and I got both mics. So go ahead, Sam, first.
I forgot.
Go ahead, Mike Cartman.
Okay. The POTA was fun. I like that. But if we look at the other locations, we'd have to do a bit of traveling.
Yes, I know.
But that doesn't mean that we can't say, well, we're going to go to a particular park that's local and set up. Okay, whether it's Nicolette or wherever it might be, the one over by Four Seasons. There's parks around that we could do that where it would take, maybe give us a half a day of activity rather than spending, an hour and a half or so traveling to a park.
Okay, Mike Mendoza.
I was just going to add to what Mike was saying and kind of tie in what Dave was saying with what Mike was asking for is try to, wherever you set up is possibly maybe not necessarily parks on the air, but just to be out and do it in public. And wherever you do it in public, be there regularly. So people know if they're interested in it, they can go there on, Saturday mornings, the third Saturday morning of the month or something like that. They know they can find us there rather than have to search us out all the time.
So Mike, what you're saying is we should advertise on social medias and we should set up in a location and kind of be there kind of constantly. So then we're getting old hams within the community and we might get some new hams. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know,
You guys are all reading my mind. Go ahead, Steve.
And
Okay.
what is the problem, for example? It doesn't have to be a park. We could go into a Walmart parking lot or and be exposed to the public, and people might say, hey, what's this all about?
And here's the thing, Mike, we can contact those POTA stations.
That's right.
We can contact them. We're just not going to get points for setting up a station, but we can make those contacts.
Because to be a POTA station, you have to be assigned a park number like K1238, stuff like that. So you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that.
You don't have to do that. You could be the guy working the POTA stations.
Right, exactly.
And then
I think you have to register as a chaser, though, if I'm not mistaken.
No, you do not. You do not.
You
don't.
Nope.
Because I got told to go away one time because I wasn't registered as a chaser.
A what?
That's not right.
The chaser is the guy trying to contact the POTA station.
That's not right.
No, that's not right. I do it all the time, and I'm not a member. Yeah.
Okay, I did see Steve's hand go up. You remember?
Yeah. Okay. Banning has a street fair. Redlands has a street fair. Ukaipa has a street fair. Beaumont as yet does not have one. The hospital out here has a farmer's market during the day. I think it's on Monday. If it's still, Sam's shaking his head. It's shut down. Okay. COVID. Yeah, I know. Thanks to COVID. But one of the things about Redlands, for instance, is we'd be a nonprofit, but we have to pay. That's the problem. You got to pay to set up. Banning, I don't know, and if that's the case, but that's a possibility of just setting up and operating there. But as one of you pointed out, we could set up in the parking lot at Wally World. We could do the same thing at, say, Best Buy, where you're going to get geeks. Maybe talk to them, and they might say, "Hey, go for it, set it up," and their geek squad. Things like that. I mean, Home Depot or Do It Best Hardware, for instance. If we have an earthquake or something like that, Home Depot and Do It Best and Walmart, Stater Brothers, they're going to be places we're going to want to be set up because that's where the action's going to be. So anyway, that's just my 2 bits.
Okay, Sam, go ahead.
I can speak for Home Depot. They would have a fair, and then we could come in with them during their fair for whatever it was. And I think the same, but COVID's going to kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think everyone's on the same page that we need to get out there and do what we can. I'm glad you guys all volunteered for that. We need to take a break and come back and have a program. What do you guys say to a 6-minute break? Come. Okay, let's take a break. Come back at 8:30.
6-minute break and a 5-minute program.
Sounds so boring to me. I said that all sounds so boring to me. Set up in a parking lot. That's not my thing.
Still on.
We're just taking a. Making a break.
Everybody's awful quiet.
Look, everybody.
I'm eating a fudge sickle.
Ah. If you see the picture in the back, that's my antenna when I'm transmitting in the evening.
Whoa.
That's right.
The skies opened up and Randy speaks from the
There you
screen.
go. Cabal.
Yeah.
Talk about a spark gap. That's right.
DJ. Hey, DJ, what are they giving you to clear your lungs? Anything?
Steroids, and I got inhalers.
Is that right?
But I got asthma, and that's the problem. Every time I get sick, I get the cough.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
You know what's funny is earlier I seen your 7610 in the back, and I could see what frequency. I went to go grab the mic to see what I could do, and then I go, oh, he's sitting in front of a screen. That's not real time. You tricked me. Sorry, guys.
It's okay.
Hey, Cliff.
Yes.
What program is that behind you?
I'm sorry. Was that you, Larry? What?
Yeah, but Dave had a question and come back to me.
No, that's a snapshot of the station. No. It's a snapshot, but it's got the that's the ICOM 7610, the big one, and the little one is the ICOM 7300. And no, the 7300 will not. Yeah, but the 7610 does, and it's really kind of cool.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was a program or your radio. Very good.
No, what happens is there's a digital display port on the back of the 7610. You just plug your monitor in and it's there.
Wow.
No, I know it's actually a display port. Yeah.
Okay.
And
cool.
it also has a Ethernet port, so you can plug it into a router, and it'll automatically dial the correct time from ICOM and update the radio automatically. So you never have to worry about having a battery in it or anything. It's automatically displaying the correct time in both Greenwich.
Does it have a fudge sickle holder?
No, it doesn't. That's why I'm telling you, it's difficult at best.
I was gonna say, I'm sure it has a cup holder. That's, you don't have to mention that, right?
All right, guys. Let's come back to it and let Steve do his program tonight.
Okay. Y'all there?
Yeah.
Okay, what I had done primarily was to we have the net scripts, which are instructions. But what I had prepared follows is for a lot of newbies who've never called the net and who are new to ham radio. But so I'll just be very brief. I don't want to put anybody to sleep. There's a few tricks that we've learned if you've done net control over a period of years, that they're not in these, that are not in the script. One of them is that you gotta, if you're calling on the repeater, you'll either hear a station or you won't hear a station. Now, because the repeater hears whatever the repeater hears, it just knocks it back out. If you don't have a strong enough signal to hit the repeater, it isn't going to go anywhere. It may be unintelligible, or it just may not be anything at all. You'll hear a click, and that's about it. However, if you have a second rig that you can listen to, or just a monitor, what you'd put in would be the offset frequency of the repeater. In the case of Mount Etna, you would put in 147.3315 and listen for a person who might be broadcasting to the repeater. If they don't hit the repeater, but you can hear them on this other frequency. And maybe that you'll have to open your squelch quite a bit to hear them, but you can do that. And that's just one of the little tricks. And I have to tell you, I don't have my rigs programmed for that, but what I can do, because I have older ones, it's easy enough to push the button and go to the reverse and take it off the repeater. I don't have a menu to mess with, so it's fairly fast. The other thing too is that somebody may be over, like say where Larry's located. He can be kind of tough to hear on simplex, but of course, when he hits the repeater, he's going to hit it pretty good. But what if he's out? But what if he is over, say too close to the hill, too far south? You can't hit the repeater, but I can hear him quite well on the offset. So I would check him in. I admit I'm getting a little confused here. I've got all this stuff, and it was meant for a lot of newbies. Everybody here that's on this is called nets. So the other thing that I'd just like to bring out too is quick keying. You can't do that. I mean, it takes, you pick up your microphone. In this case, this is an old telephone, but hold the button down for 1 or 2 seconds to wake up the repeater. And then while you're still holding it, make your call. There's many times when I've heard people calling nets, not on ours, but on other nets. And you miss half the call because the repeater hasn't woken up.
Well, there's a decode time. There's a decode time also.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, as Flip points out. Anyway, that's called quick keying, and we've got to be very careful about doing that. Then again, when a station responds to the call, we have to remember, acknowledge that response. Say, thank you, blah, blah, blah. You got a good signal or whatever. Good to hear you. Make it personal, and that's part of calling the net, is that we're human beings. We don't have to, we can personalize our own net, and makes it a little more interesting, I think, and makes it more fun. If you've got to go by the book, the Saturn nets were often like that, by the book only, and boring.
Steve.
Now, you call the net and you don't hear somebody right off the bat. How come? Well, if you've done what I've done, maybe you picked up the mic for the HF and you're on the VHF net. You pick it up and oops, wrong microphone. So don't go on to the next person on the roster right off the bat. It could be that maybe that station is out in the kitchen trying to sneak a fresh baked cookie too. And anyway, I've done stuff like that. I picked up the wrong microphone. I know others have done the same thing. Let's see. Moving on here. Okay, the the script mentions that the 440 and the 220 nets are informal. Yes, they are. And which means that if you want to use a shotgun check-in, go ahead. A shotgun check-in, if you haven't done one, can be kind of a pain. It's a little confusing, but just say that, okay, all those with call sign suffixes that start from the letter A through the letter E, for instance, come in one at a time. You know, take your time and bring it in, and just go through the alphabet that way until you get to the end. And as far as calling HF, remember that we're on 3948, not 3945. The Wheels and Keels net has been on 3945 for umpteen years, and we tried to co-opt it from them, and it didn't fly too well. And 3948 works fine. We don't interfere with them. They don't interfere with us. And we got the band conditions on HF change by the minute sometimes. I have made calls out and they go to some distance station. I mean, usually Ken down in Desert Hot Springs hears everybody, but he can hear me, but maybe somebody in Sun Lakes can't hear me at all. And then 5 minutes from now, it's the other way around. So again, we've got to, when we get to the end of the net, go ahead, you know, be sure that you do call any missed or late stations. And we've also got to be paying attention to relay and break, which means take your sweet dear time before you call the next person. Let's see. Except for one more thing, and that is that we don't need to be embarrassed about calling the net, because I know all you guys, you know me, you know, everybody, we're familiar faces, and if you screw up, so what? It's not the end of the world, and it's also good for a laugh. Anyway, I'm going to send this out as an email. I've got 2 pages of blather here, and you can forward it to whoever you want. I think it kind of applies to all nets. Not all of it is original to me, fortunately, but anyway, I just want to see more of us calling the nets, and that was what we brought up, discussed in the board meeting, because it's the same 6 or 7 of the club who call the nets. And maybe Tina doesn't want to call the net because she doesn't want to call the net. Well, if somebody, one of you guys lives out there near her, go over there and say, hey, Tina, let's call the net from your station. And give her a thing to go on. The same thing goes with any of our new people. Maybe go to that person's house, or meet them downtown, meet them at Mickey D's or wherever. After, you know, I know we've got to deal with COVID. You can be mobile, but get them on the air and just kind of guide them through. Maybe one person checks things off, you know, checks people in, and the new person gets on the air with the mic. And I guarantee that it'll get to be fun. And I enjoy calling the nets, and I know most of you do too, because it's a chance to say hi. Okay, that's it.
Question.
Yeah, questions. Yeah, Dave.
I'm sorry. Let me ask a question here. We ran into something, what's tonight, Thursday? Last night. And because the bands are getting better, you know, the solar flux index is coming high and the low ends of the bands are coming around. We heard somebody on 39, 47 or 48, whatever it was last night. Was it on 47? My question is, I hate to just jump over somebody and start causing interference and so forth. And yes, maybe we're running low power and we don't hit those guys, but nothing on 75 is long range, so you just about can bet they're going to hear us, type of thing. Do we need to establish a first frequency, a second frequency, and maybe even a third, all within the same ballpark, just to avoid stuff like that? Do we need to do that, or do we care?
Okay, we have done that in the past. We have had a secondary frequency.
Okay.
I can't recall exactly what it was. I think it was down 5 or down 10, something like that. We got to be very careful. 3935 is also a popular net frequency. So with 3940 is, I haven't heard very many nets on that.
Yeah, or 4.2 or 4.3, whatever. There's not many
Yeah.
people in that area.
Yeah, but we need to be at least three KCs away from somebody.
Right. But the guys on 3945, they can hear us. And I've asked them a couple of times if we could just break in for 5-10 minutes and run our net. And they said, sure, no problem. So they they're very accommodating, good guys. Okay. Very good.
Oh yeah,
guys.
there's a couple of them, and they're on the Sunday morning races net, the Wild Bill and his wife Ellen.
Yeah.
And they're regularly on there, and that's, you know, that's Wheels and Keels.
Yeah.
Too. So yeah. Okay, Dave. Yeah. Yes.
Chunking.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, I did.
Oh yeah, I bring it out. There's a net that's on Monday night, the Riverside Emergency Communications Group, and the fellow that runs the net, he's you know, well-meaning and all that, but he goes on to the next, you know, he just goes right to the next person if he doesn't hear anybody. And as I mentioned, you may be picking up the wrong mic. You may have had to leave the room, or you may be maybe your wife is saying something to you and you better pay attention. You know, there's a good reason. So it is, you know, taking your time between calling, if you're calling the net, don't rush to the next person right off the bat. And it does lengthen the net, but it makes it a little bit more friendly. Yeah. Correct. Right. Yep. Exactly. Yeah.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
The other, in terms of some hesitancies to be net control, I'm wondering if some folks feel that they don't have an adequate station to service net control, but they could be scheduled. Those folks could be scheduled if all they've got is an HT. They could be scheduled to do the nights when we're on the repeater.
We've done that. We have done that in the past.
Right.
To hit the repeater. Larry, for instance, because he's distant over there, he can hit the repeater, and it works fine. And we have new people that don't have a mobile rig, and all they got is an HT. Perfect. Hit the repeater.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Bill will schedule you accordingly.
And we need to take that into account when we do the scheduling, the net scheduling, you know. And as far as I know, Bill is still in charge of that, so we can get him on the case. Yeah. Okay.
I got a question, a little bit different topic, but part of the thing. Now the script. If we're doing this right here and we want to liven things up, is it okay to go, hey, when you check in, I want to know your favorite ice cream or your favorite movie? Something to kind of get people interested. Is that okay to do?
I think that's a great idea. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Great idea.
So what you're saying is we don't have to absolutely follow this thing, but we can have some liberties with it.
Sure.
Yeah, but the problem with that is if you say, what's your favorite ice cream? Sam would be on there for 10 minutes.
Trying to make up his mind which one.
Think Sam's bad, just think about Joe Vecca, he'd be twice as bad.
Yeah.
Or you could also just have run down a list of trivia questions, and each person you call gets to answer this particular one or not answer it. You know,
we'll have to have Gene come in on that EMF.
Yeah, you know, I think you should just leave it up to net control that night. He picks a thing that he wants to do, and I think that's fantastic.
Yeah,
great idea.
Cool.
Yep.
Is that it, Steve?
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, I got to skedaddle. Everybody have a great evening and a better day tomorrow, and stay safe out there. And we'll talk at you all later.
Where you gotta go?
Up for the bears in the woods.
See you,
there,
Randy.
Hey, it's past
See you
my
later,
bedtime
Randy.
there, Miss.
Take it easy,
Mike.
Randy.
His head's been bobbing all around here.
Before everyone takes off, does anybody have any more further for the club meeting tonight?
No,
Well,
it's been
hey,
a good meeting. A good
I was just
meeting.
going to mention that when I sent out the email about this today, I hope to keep it short so we don't all doze off. It seems like it worked. I mean, yeah, this is good. Yeah.
Yeah, even Henry was talking.
Heck yeah.
Hey, Steve, you know, you tried real hard, but MOD wasn't here to fall asleep on you tonight.
I see Sam's hand up.
I tell you what, I was on one, I think it was an RCRC meeting, and it went for 2 hours, and I forced myself to stay awake. And I mean, it's not that it wasn't interesting, but it's that 2 hours sitting in front of a screen is a long time. Yeah.
Sam, go ahead, Sam.
You and I and Mr. Mendoza.
I didn't forget about you.
Is that enough said?
Yeah, I know. We got to get down to the bank.
Yes.
Let's. I'll try to make it to Tuesday. Coffee or whatever it is. Yeah, but I have to. We have to make an appointment, I believe, because of COVID.
That's been over 2 years ago, so things have changed.
Yeah, I've had the same problem in Orange County.
If they want it, we'll get it for them. No biggie.
And that is Wells Fargo, right?
Yes.
Right across the parking lot from where they have breakfast.
McDonald's. Okay. All right. Anything further? Go ahead, Sam.
Well, let's have Mike Mendoza set it up for 9 o'clock when they open. He's the one that makes the most contact down there.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Making a whole $1 a month on interest, probably.
My wife used to work at a bank, and she says if you make too many transactions, and she doesn't want me nickel and diming them. So if I don't cash your checks right away, it's because I'm letting them collect up to make a significant deposit all at one time.
Okay. So that's the plan. Yeah, Mike, be listening for a phone. I'll give you a phone call tomorrow. I'll give you a phone call, okay? And we'll see if we can't set up an appointment for Tuesday.
Okay,
Okay?
all right.
Is anything further? Does anybody have a motion to adjourn?
Adjourn, the battery died.
Okay.
73s, guys. Have a good one.
Okay,
So
catch you
long.
guys later.
73s, everybody.
Bye.